Hello everybody, my name is Chimin. I call myself a plant person because I spend a lot of time working with plants and I really love it. Today, I'll be sharing with you the knowledge and information for a selection of plants from the Fakar collection. This video is part of a series of 3 videos where our team from Ground Up Initiative, GUI, will introduce you to a selection of plants from the National Museum of Singapore's William Fakar collection of natural history drawings. We will also show you a few do-it-yourself or DIY projects using plants and fruits that are commonly found in Singapore. Keep watching to see our demonstration before you try them at home too. William Fakar was the first resident and commandant of Singapore and had a strong interest in national history. In the early 19th century, he commissioned artists, most likely local Chinese artists, to paint and document the diverse flora and fauna of the Malay Peninsula, which eventually led to this collection of 477 watercolours. A selection of this collection is currently displayed at the Goh Seng Chu Gallery at the National Museum. Plants can be menacing, posing danger to human and more. Some can be even deadly upon contact. Have you come across any harmful plant in Singapore? Then we have plants that are beneficial to human beings, such as those that are used to treat mild illnesses. Have you come across any of them? Can you think about plants that are useful to us? Keep watching to learn more. I will also be showing you how to make some self-watering planters to grow some of these useful plants at home by yourself. For years, certain plants with toxin and spine has been well known for their menacing nature, and they have been used as defense against hostile forces. Others might appear harmless, but can be hazardous and deadly when you touch them or eat them. In my botanical profession, we usually recommend referencing plants using their scientific names. This is because the same plants can have different common names, and the same common name can be referring to different plants. So today, I'll be introducing to you the scientific name of the plant as well. The first menacing plants we are going to talk about is the Fishtail Palm. This is called the Fishtail Palm because you look at the leaf, it actually looks like a fish tail. The scientific name of this plant is Caryota mitis. All parts of the plants, from the leaves to the fruits, contain sap. And the sap from this plant have minute needle-like oxalate crystals. These crystals can cause irritation to your skin, your mouth, your tongue, your throat, and your nose. So you will react differently to it. Some you can have irritation on your skin, you can have swollen throat, breathing difficulties, or even stomach upset. Here I have some of the fruits from the palm. This is an immature part. This is the fruit that will turn red when it matures. Avoid touching the red fruits because it contains oxalic acid that is toxic if you eat it or it gets into our body. It can cause severe chemical burn. This is a plant that is commonly used for landscaping, but as the plant is tall and the fruit is higher up, so we seldom come into contact with them. Another menacing plant we are going to talk about is the fish killer tree. The scientific name is Barringtonia racemosa. This is a common street tree that are planted in Singapore. The powder from the bark and all parts of the trees are being used as a fish poison, and the extract from it is actually used as an insecticide. In the Philippines, the fruits that look like mini guava, they are actually used to poison wild boars. Then we come to the pretty flowers that hangs from the tree. They are a long spike of many flowers, and the top will have the flowers open first, and after this drop, the next day you have more flowers opening from the bottom. So one pendular flower spike like that can last for days, and usually you can look for the carpet of drop flowers that will form a very photogenic scene if you are near the tree. In eastern Malaysia, the young leaves of the plants are eaten as a vegetables. The last menacing plants we are going to talk about is the Mangrove Tuba. This is actually a coastal climbers It is known as ketua to the native people of the Malay Peninsula. The bark and the leaves are made into powdered form to poison fish. The crushed leaf is also scattered in the rivers to kill fish and shrimps. The scientific name of this plant is Daris trifolia. Trifolia actually means tree-foliate. As you can see, most of the plants actually have 5 leaflets, as what is shown in the Farker collection drawing. But in the midst, you will find some with 3 leaflets. So it could be the person, whoever the botanist who named the plant could have looked at the 3 leaflet specimens and named it so. The mangrove tuba was also known for its medicinal property. The bark and stem is actually made into a paste, heated with alcohol, and applied to areas of swelling and sprain. While we have seen some menacing plants, you will realize that there are also a lot of plants that are useful to us. And in fact, some of the plants actually are both menacing and beneficial to us. Do you grow any of these useful plants at home too? One way you can grow plants is actually from seeds. I always find it very amazing that we can grow something big from a small little seed like this. Seeds comes in all shapes and sizes. Have a look at this range of seeds that I collect from Singapore, from big to medium to small. We can try growing some of these in the self-watering planter that we are going to create today. Now we are going to start making our self-watering planters. What we need is a plastic bottle, the twine, the cloth, soil, seed, and some simple apparatus you can find at home. Use a penknife. Okay. We will cut the bottle here. So from one container, you'll cut them and this will be what you get. And for the bottle cap, what we'll do is we actually need to have a hole through the bottle cap. And I'm going to use the candle with an icebreaker, and we are going to punch a hole through and create something like that. Right. We'll make a hole that is sufficient for us to let the thread go through. And for the planter, this is the part where we are going to do the planting, right? And what we'll need is a few holes to be the drainage holes. Just about 3 or 4 holes around will be sufficient. Now we cut the twine. Okay, you just need a string about this length. Go through the bottle cap. Okay, like this, right? So this is the part. You have a portion that will go into the water later, and this is the part that will keep the water coming out and irrigate your soil on top. Okay. Next, we'll put in some soil. You can compact it slightly. Then we can put in the seed. How deep you want to plant the seed will depend on the size of the seed. Usually we go for about 3 to 5 times the width of the seed. So if you have bigger seeds, then you can go a little bit deeper. If it's a smaller seeds, then it must be shallower, right? If not, your seed won't have enough energy to actually grow and reach the top. So I'll just sprinkle some seeds. And these are actually small seeds. So you can either dig small little holes and put in the seed, or like what I do when I have more seeds to plant, I'll just sprinkle a thin layer of soil on top, like I say, yeah, about 3 to 5 width in terms of the seed size, and you compact them a little. Next, we just have to pour in the water to water the planter thoroughly and have a reservoir of water that will last. So you just need to come back every day to check that you have water in the reservoir, and you don't need to really worry about your plants drying out and things like that. Your cap shouldn't be touching the water. Yeah, that's the thing you need to take note of. If not, it might be too wet, right? If you are not using such strings, but you want to recycle your cloth material at home, yeah, by all means, you can cut your old clothes into such strips, right? But the only thing I've observed through my own sort of experience is that such material doesn't really last for very, very long. So they might disintegrate after 1 month or so. So 1 month is just sufficient for me. If you need to go for a longer duration, maybe such material will be better suited for your case. There are also many other household items with volumes that can hold the soil you can use for planting, right? I'll just select from wherever I have access to, like I can use the snare, right, to create some display of plants. You just need to select a small plant to start with, right? Or bags that is waterproof. You can use them as a planter. Grow your microgreens and eat your own growing plants. I hope all of you managed to follow these simple steps. If you have any leftover material at home, why don't you try to make some of these planters yourself? We have one more video coming up, so do visit the National Museum website for the release next week. Don't forget to send us your picture, we really love to see it. You can tag us on social media or send us an email. Thank you for watching.